here. Bella's back there, my co-pilot today. There she is. There's my co-pilot today. Thanks for joining us. We're on our way to a just passing through video. Stick around. Los Indios, Texas. Population 1,008. Bella in the back. Came out for a drive this morning. I'll put something geographic related to show just how far away this is from the US-Mexico border. I genuinely know nothing about this small town, so I'll have to overlay some other details. Noticed just outside of town though on my drive in, at first I thought it was just a lot of stray dogs, and I guess it very well could be trans immigrants. So that looks like it's a, I'll look that up, not sure what that is, but it looked like there were a lot of stray dogs, but then I also thought that there were just dogs hanging around houses, so I thought maybe they were just outside dogs. I struggle with that a little bit. A lot, actually. If I'm not mistaken, youth go to school in La Feria, Texas. I'll double check the mileage to La Feria. I missed the turn to go by City Hall. Let me go turn around. It was telling me to get to City Hall, so I'm going to quickly turn around. I don't know what these businesses used to be. I feel like that kind of looks like it used to be a restaurant. There's a city hall and a police department here. I don't know. I hear Belle. She's excited. Looks like that's the community center, so that must be City Hall over there. Right there. It's the police department. These really small towns, in not just Texas, but just small towns in general, they fascinate me. I come from a town around 20,000 people. Obviously, even that's a far cry from 1,008 individuals. But oh, yeah, City Hall. Wow. But small towns, they really do intrigue me. I don't mean it in a bad way. I feel like there's maybe not as much going on as what we might think in larger communities. Hiccups, but But I appreciate a slower pace of life. Don't get me wrong, we were in San Antonio all the time. And I appreciate a slower pace of life, but I still appreciate, San Antonio and larger cities for what they have to offer. But for whatever reason, a slower pace of life just is probably a little easier for me to handle, just being the introvert that I am day in and day out. Maybe that's why I find small towns so interesting. This is really small though. Like, it's just really small. Try to look up what this park's name is on our right-hand side. I think Bella thinks we're gonna get out. She's already used the restroom today. Oh, she sees a cat, that's why. There's a cute little house on our left with all brick and a nice back patio, and she sees a cat. So that house right there, it's really cute. Cute little small house. What's back here? I don't think anything, so we might need to turn around. Okay, I don't know if we're supposed to be back here, so we're gonna turn around. Looks like some fields. So clearly somebody's farming property. How much room I actually have behind me. There's a huge drop off. So we'll just do a little bit of a point turnaround and call it okay. Still looking for that cat she saw. But that one place that looked like a restaurant looked like it was closed. I don't know if there are any restaurants in town. I genuinely don't know. I probably couldn't live in a town this small. I say that. I actually probably could live in something that where I couldn't see my neighbors, as long as I was, 15 minutes from Costco, I guess, if I, or restaurants and things like that. If I needed something, I could easily get there. We're gonna turn right and go past that City Hall sign, go past that restaurant that we did a turnaround in, and see if we see anything that might resemble local business. Looks like there's a salvage yard here, but salvage yard. Gas station up here. We're gonna turn right. I don't know exactly how far we are from the border, but I know we are pretty darn close to the U.S.-Mexico border. We will not be going into Mexico today. But I wanted to see what some of these larger facilities out here. That one says Panasonic. I'll have to do some additional research. I don't know if I can see. What does this say? Okay, we need to turn around. We need to turn around. It's So we are very close to the border. I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to see it. I'm going to say about a football field and a half in front of us is the checkpoint to Mexico. So we are going to turn around. I didn't bring any paperwork to go to Mexico today. So that is not part of the plan. I still can't read what that sign says over there on that building. So that one said Panasonic. I can't read that other one. It's too far away. Might be all there is to Los Indios, Texas. We'll pull into the gas station here and check them out. So I think that is all there is to Los Indios, Texas. But the other town, I guess, that I wanted to go to and drive through today, this morning, was Progreso, Texas. It is on the U.S. side, obviously. Just recall I didn't bring any paperwork to go to Mexico today. So we're gonna get back on the road here. This is US 281. And we'll drive back through to Progreso, Texas. Terrified by that big truck driving by. I became the wrong kind of doctor. This is just clear to me. I have such a soft spot in my heart for animals. I know. When you see those puppies outside, just know how much you're loved, buddy. Know how much you're loved. And I don't mean to be, if that sounds judgmental, if it's an outside dog and blocks, I truly don't mean to be judgmental. It's US 281 is, it is a busier road. People are traveling at least 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour in some locations. Oh, that is the border wall right there. Okay, we're gonna pull over. We're gonna let these cars pass me. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but there is Border Patrol right back in there. Sorry. I wanted to get that video, get that footage. Honestly, it's not something that everyone sees, you know, and I'm here, I live here, I work at the university here, and I don't necessarily talk about what I do on the channel too much. The channel is about living life outside of the work that you do, and part of that means better understanding where you live, understanding the culture, you know, understanding the families here, the internal culture that's here, the food. Like you know, living life means kind of finding those things that you really just kind of love too about the culture and embracing it. And part of our culture, part of our reality is that we're on the border. We're right on the border. You know, in one of my previous videos, somebody was like, yeah, no, Harlingen doesn't sit right on the border. I'm like, well, Harlingen's 12 miles from the border. You know, so maybe it doesn't sit right next to it like I am right now, but it's pretty darn close, right? But everything down here, McAllen's a border town, Brownsville's a border town. You know, just across the river from Brownsville is Matamoros, Texas. Across from McAllen, the Hidalgo area is Reynosa. So, I mean, Progreso, where we're driving to now, there's an international bridge in Progreso, and as I understand it, people will use that bridge to go to Nuevo Progreso, and like people stateside like to go there and do a lot of shopping. So, you know, like it's about finding those. Oh, that was the cutest little metal roof on that tiny little, like an outdoor workshop, like a shed, like an outdoor, but had a wicked cute little metal roof on it. Anyways, but it's about, you know, just kind of finding some things that, you know, you can really embrace within the culture, and that's kind of that's part of our culture here. So many of our students and youth get up every day, Mexico side, and sit at the bridge to cross the border every day. That's our reality. Church right up here. All right. You know what? That's worth going back and trying to get a photo of. I'm going to find myself a place to turn around. What I really like about making these videos, I recognize I don't really have my niche is living life outside of the work that I do. My niche is finding stuff to make my brain and my heart happy when I'm not at work, right? Like you go out and you make your own fun. Oh wow, 4 dogs right off leash. Oh man, right here by the school. Gosh, I so sincerely struggle with that. So sincerely struggle with that. But part of our channel is really just about going out and finding fun things, interesting things, learning about where we're at and where we happen to be at the time. Let's see if I can't get pulled over here. And Bella's trying to get in the front seat with me. That's not going to work out so well. But this sign does say historical marker. I don't see a sign for the old church, but wow, it just looks really pretty cool. So hang tight. I will need to do some research because I didn't see another sign about that historical marker. So I will do some research and see if I can't find what it is. But let's get turned back around so we can finish the drive to Progreso. Marker 3887. I really like old brick buildings. And I'm not a church goer. Sorry if that rubs anyone the wrong way. I'm agnostic at best. But gosh, I still am one to just appreciate architecture. I respect the sanctity of churches and environment. I find many churches just truly gorgeous. I appreciate them differently. We'll go with that, and hopefully people understand. And if you don't, I'm sorry, I guess. gosh, I really do like just old brick buildings. There's such character to them. And even when you drive through some of these smaller towns, you can't help but think, and I think I've said this in previous Just Passing Through videos, what were they like in their heyday? Like, what were they like at their peak? And I don't say that, I don't ask that to mean any disrespect to the space currently, the towns currently. It's just, there was more going on at one point. So we were in Cameron County, so we're crossing back over into Hidalgo County. That's what that sign said. To sprinkle again. You might be able to hear that. That's frustrating. It's been so chilly this week. Cold for South Texas in general. I was in the low 40s a lot of the week. That's just cold for here. Like, it's cold for where we are. But it's supposed to be 50 degrees today, 55 around 2 or 3 o'clock. I was hoping to go for a bike ride. I haven't been able to go on a bike ride to start the new year. It was super windy last weekend when we were going to go. It was like 20-mile-an-hour winds, and the cool weather was blowing in, so it was just going to be really not so pleasant. So we decided to not go on that bike ride. And honestly, if you caught some of the other videos, we ended the new year. I don't think I posted that video. I think I posted a relive of that video because I didn't post the whole video. I was on the struggle bus that video, and I couldn't get comfortable in the saddle of the bike. I'm still breaking in this new gravel bike. There were some tweaks that needed to be made, just for little things that it will overall impact your comfort considerably. You know, a bike's like a suit. It needs to be tailored to the person. But I was cursing up a storm in that video, and I was just frustrated and thought, you know, the best way to end this 2024, particularly the last month or so, had just been, I had struggled. I had really struggled the last month or so, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to kind of kick 2024 to the curb. I finished the ride. It was not pretty, but I finished it, and it was just like personal victory of finish and just move on. Because you know what? You're going to get up the next day and you're going to figure out a way to make it better. And we had a good day. Just, you know, to start the day, we enjoyed some college football and enjoyed that. As of filming this, my childhood team, the University of Notre Dame, is going to the national championship. I don't know how they'll fare against Ohio State. Ohio State just beat Texas last night. I have no idea. I did not think they would fare as well against Georgia, and they did. I believe in my team. You either love Notre Dame or you can't stand them, right? But when you grow up 40 minutes south of South Bend, I think you can't help but appreciate. Others might feel differently, but it's my childhood team, especially for football. Now, if we're talking college basketball, so in the fall I would bleed navy and cold, but if it was basketball season, I would bleed cream and crimson. I really enjoyed the Indiana Hoosiers. So the first round of the college football playoffs this year, it wasn't a hard decision. I'm super appreciative of both schools. Truly gorgeous campuses, both of them. I'm a higher ed professional. I love college campuses. I love the feel, the quintessential college feel. I struggle with that where I currently work. I don't get that quintessential university environment there. But gosh, IU in Bloomington and Notre Dame in South Bend, truly, truly gorgeous campuses. But because I bleed navy and gold in the fall when it comes to football, it wasn't a difficult choice. Hats off though to the IU football team. Truly, like they showed up and showed out, and they've got something special, it seems, there, and that's exciting to see. We're a little less than the mile to our turn, and when I type in things like Progreso, I think it's just taking me to the downtown, center of the town. The sign that we just passed there says International Bridge. So if we were to turn left here, we would get to the International Bridge to cross over into Mexico. So I may have to look that up if I miss the sign somehow. But even already I can tell it's a little bit bigger. I mean, there's a little bit more lively action. There is, there's a Stars Drive-In. Kind of like a Texas's version of a Sonic. I've been once. I enjoyed it. It was a pretty good, fast food burger, but try not to eat those things all that often. Missouri Pacific Line. So there was a railway station before. That's super. Oh, just these old buildings like this. These things are so interesting to me. Well, there's City Hall right there. So we're gonna turn around. See Progreso City Hall in the video. This pinkish looking building here. But it's this building, this white building up here on our right. It's clearly abandoned, but I'm like, gosh, like that was a storefront or something at one point, and it just looks like it has such character. This is interesting to me, though, this Missouri Pacific Lines. I feel now it's obviously something else, but I feel like it was, like, I'll have to double check, but actually, what does that sign say? Spiderweb Railroad. The agricultural boom that marked the early development of this area was due in large part to the San Benito and Rio Grande Valley Railroad. Began in 1912 by Missouri native Sam Robertson. So yeah, an old railway line. Interesting. Interesting. Out, I'm gonna take a photo. I can probably include that. Hang on. You know, that kind of stuff is just really, you know, I've said interesting, but again, I just have an appreciation for things that I really don't know anything about and places I'm just really not familiar with. And this is in my backyard, right? I live in the McAllen, Edinburgh area, but this isn't far. It does not look like there is a whole lot. Looks like, oh, it's a meat market. You know, I'll say this: don't sleep on the meat markets in local towns like this. I'll plug my favorite one. I've put it in many videos, but it's Aguilar's. It's family owned. They are valley wide. There's one in Harlingen. There's multiple in McAllen now. There's multiple in Edinburgh. It got to the point where they didn't know my name, but they knew who I was when I would stop a couple times a week on my way home when we had the house, because there was one right on my way home. There is one now on my way home as we're doing RV life. I think maybe I stop maybe twice a month, so they don't know me as much. But yeah, it's my favorite. I can easily give them a positive plug. Continental Plumbing Services. So, oh, and even just this Progreso supermarket. So I'm willing. There's a Conociera in there. I said that correctly, but I bet they have one in there. Oh, yeah, and rotisserie. Yeah, super cool. This looks like it's an elementary school up here. We already passed the high school. So there was a high school and a elementary school here, but over in Los Indios, so they were in Cameron County, so I believe they, like I said, I'll have to double check, I believe they utilize La Feria Incorporated Schools. Another North Elementary. You know, we are, oh, here's a sign that says the population is 5,507, so a little bit bigger than Progreso, or than Los Indios. That was a gorgeous house up there on the left. No, I think the camera certainly didn't pick it up, but it was truly gorgeous. But that might be it to our just passing through video this morning. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride. These videos are part of our Ride With Me series and just kind of just passing through. I'll try to put up some additional information that I might be able to find in doing some research on these little communities. But until next time, be sure to live life outside of the work that you do.